Hello and welcome to Gravitas Plus. I'm Palki Sharma Upadhyay. It's the 24th of October 2021. We're just a week away from COP26. So here's a thought. Are you polluting the environment by wearing what you're wearing right now? Okay, let me rephrase this. Is your fashion sustainable? H&M swears its collection is conscious. Levi says you're helping the planet by wearing its jeans. H&M is offering a discount in exchange of recyclable clothes. In 2019, the search for sustainable fashion increased 75%. Brands were happy to oblige. So sustainable fashion became the new trend. Companies today are offering guilt-free fashion, ethical fashion, vegan fashion, recycled fashion, organic fashion, eco-friendly fashion, and of course, sustainable fashion. Zara says it will make its clothes 100% sustainable by 2025. H&M says a lot of its clothes are already sustainable and that it will run on 100% renewable energy by 2040. Prada says it is reusing plastic in its nylon backpacks. Adidas makes similar claims. Levi Strauss says it will soon cut greenhouse gas emission in the in-house facilities by 90%. Balenciaga claims to be eco-friendly. So does Burberry. Coach says it won't destroy unwanted merchandise anymore. Uniqlo has even appointed Doraemon as its sustainable ambassador. But here's the problem. Uniqlo is not Nobita. So how can Doraemon, the fictional Japanese cat, help Uniqlo achieve its sustainable goals? H&M says its collection is conscious, but it doesn't explain how the alternative materials are better for the earth. Also, where did H&M's conscience go when in 2019 it overproduced $4.3 billion worth of goods? What happened to them? Some of Zara's clothes have the Join Life tag. It is stamped by the Forest Stewardship Council. The problem is the stamp is just for the tag, which means the tag and only the tag is eco-friendly. When Chanel says it is climate conscious, it does not mean the clothes are harmless. It means it has committed $35 million to install solar panels in California to make up for its environmental sins. In 2018, Burberry destroyed $36.8 million worth of excess merchandise. Like I mentioned, Burberry claims to be an environment-conscious brand. Here's what the EU Commission found. 42% of green claims by companies are exaggerated, false or deceptive. Fashion houses say they're sustainable without saying how. There's a word for this. It's called greenwashing, meaning distraction from the real issue. The real fact being fashion is inherently unsustainable. It emits greenhouse gases, uses a very large amount of water and also pollutes the water. Did you know that it takes 594 gallons of water to make a single t-shirt? 594 gallons. That equals to 2,248.534 liters. That's the amount of water a person drinks in 2.5 years. How does a t-shirt need so much water? It takes 20,000 liters of water to make 1 kilo of cotton. 1 kilo of cotton is just about enough to make a t-shirt and a pair of jeans. The fashion industry uses 93 billion cubic meters of water every year. That's enough to fill 37 million Olympic swimming pools. In Uzbekistan, 50 years of cotton farming dried up the Aral Sea. Water is also needed to dye a piece of cloth. This synthetic water is then released into river streams and oceans. Where do the microplastics end up? In fish. And then it's served hot onto our plate. Let me also tell you about carbon emission. The fashion sector is responsible for 8 to 10% of the greenhouse gas emissions. That's more than the emissions of aviation and maritime shipping industries put together. What's more, there is also waste. Fashion produces 4% of global waste. Fast fashion is a threat to this planet. Zara adds new designs every 2 weeks. It puts at least 24 collections every year. H&M offers anything between 12 to 16 collections per year. Today, there are at least 5 fashion seasons. Back in 2000, there were just 2. Clothing production has doubled since the year 2000. In 2014, for example, people bought 60% more clothes than in 2000. But they kept those clothes for half as long. Fast fashion has become a mantra. Changing fashion is the new trend. Monograms are currently in. Not too long ago, they used to be tacky. One day neon is hot, the next day it's not. Square front heels were out 10 years ago. Today everyone is wearing them all over again. Before you know it, they will be discarded again. Estimates say nearly 3/5 of all garments end up in incinerators within years of being made. 93 million tons of used clothes go to landfill every year. A lot of this is burned. How much is 93 million tons, you ask? Enough to fill a truck with clothes every second for 1 year. Can you imagine the scale? Also, that's enough to fill the Sydney harbour every year. The same designs return to the market within years. It no longer takes an era for puff sleeves to return. You no longer have to wait a decade for printed denims to become fashionable again. Can you save your clothes till then? Well, that's not an option either. Today, your clothes are designed to tear. Estimates say we purchase nearly 150 billion garments every year, 150 billion. The more the production, the worse the material, the cheaper the clothes, the more the pollution. Have you noticed how most of the clothes online today are polyester? That's because it's cheap, also extremely polluting. Polyester releases 2 to 3 times more carbon than cotton. It also does not break down in the ocean. Also, speaking of online, there are influencers on Instagram ready to sell you the latest trend. Every day, thousands of articles are schooling you on how to club a print with another. There is fashion police in every room. There is a dress code for every event. And this is the business model of fashion. It is designed to keep you shopping. Well, who pays the bills? The planet and you. 100 billion new garments hit the market every year. The production of apparel and footwear is expected to rise 81% by 2030. The world will then be producing 102 million tons of these fashion goods every year. The US apparel market is expected to be worth over $4 billion by 2028. The fashion houses will not stop. So should government step in and do something? Well, France has banned burning of surplus fashion goods. Canada has slapped carbon tax. Governments can regulate. They can stop the word sustainable from being abused. Governments can also spend on research and development of eco-friendly fashion. They can cap production because fashion houses just won't hit the brake. This is an industry that feeds on your insecurities, forces you to believe that it is impolite to repeat clothes. It bombards you with discounts, forces you to buy in excess. It already has you believing that fine clothes, an expensive bag, and the perfect shoes can make you a champion. A lot of them lie about being eco-friendly so that your shopping experience is also guilt-free. Well, this is marketing. The fashion industry knows that most of us are not even aware of our own carbon footprint, let alone taking time out to go check up on theirs or fact-check their claims. Who has the time? The fashion industry knows that we will blindly pick a garment or a bag that reads organic, just like we pick a bag of organic vegetables over the regular variety. But you see, food labels are regulated in most countries. Sellers can be punished for falsely using the organic tag. But sustainable is not a regulated term. A fashion CEO will not land up in jail for selling normal cotton as organic cotton, which, by the way, is not proven to be truly better. So who are we really kidding? Sustainable fashion is a hoax. Currently, 35% of all microplastics in the ocean are from washing our clothes, 35%. The fashion industry remains the second largest consumer of water. The water used for dyeing alone could fill 2 million Olympic-sized swimming pools every year. Cotton fields use 11% of the world's pesticides. You see, fashion thrives on over-purchase and overproduction, because fashion houses will make money only till the time they make more clothes. When they stop, their funds stop. But profit and planet are mostly incompatible. In the case of fashion, it is inherently unsustainable.